Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another vlog. A vlog where all three horses are now reunited. Back at the stables, it's currently Tuesday the 24th of June and I picked Enzo Ferrari up from Alex's yesterday, didn't I, boy? Where he had a very educational 2 weeks. And I had a session, which will have been my last vlog. I had a training session with Alex yesterday when I picked him up. And now today we are very spontaneously, oh, went a bit dark then, going for a combined training style outing. Our first ever show jumping show, which seems mad to say because in my head it feels like that so should have happened by now. But equally, at the same time, I'm just like, it is what it is. We've enjoyed building a partnership. Obviously, I keep bleating on about the fact that he's had some downtime. But by having him at Alex's whilst I was away, I made myself determined to have no excuses to not crack on with enjoying and building our bond even further with him when I get back. He's looking very, very sleepy though. He has had a busy couple of weeks, but yeah, I'm just determined to keep on top of it now in the build up to, fingers crossed, getting out eventing together. As you can see, he's had a nice snooze. Ugh, he's actually laid in a poo by the look of it. I'd say that poo there. So he's gonna require a little bit of cleaning once he's woken up and prior to getting him on the road. It is only a local riding club. I say only, it's something that I shouldn't say only about. It is a local riding club show. It's literally a 10-minute drive away. They're hosting dressage and show jumping at Scoria House, which is a venue that I haven't been to for years. It used to be quite regularly used by this riding club, and it was only the night before last that I noticed, there's the fly, that there was evening competition running there. And I will admit, I'll be completely honest and transparent, I initially entered Banksy because Enzo was already entered for dressage with our riding club at Coleraine on Wednesday. However, I do really, really want to get out and jump him, even though he's looking really sleepy. So I entered Banksy because Banksy's going eventing at the weekend. I entered him for tonight because Enzo was already entered for tomorrow night. However, I have messaged them and asked if I can switch to Enzo Ferrari because I really do want to get our first proper show jumping round under our belt. And yeah, they said yes. So we are going. So whilst I get him cleaned off, the lorry loaded and ready to get on the road, I am going to leave you with the most adorable bit of footage of him very much enjoying gaining these poo stains this afternoon, because I found out from my best friend yesterday that my Reolink cameras, and I'm delighted to be partnered up again with them for this video, but I never knew, I know quite a lot about them, but I did not know this, that you can time lapse for a customizable period your horses or your area, whichever area your security cameras are surveilling. But I chose for it to do Enzo's stable today after seeing Em do it with Addy. You can time lapse them for hours on end and see what they get up to when you're not there. So I set it from, I think it was about 11:30 this morning till 3:30. Whilst he's been in having a snooze. As we can see, he's done 4 poos, so he's done a lot of eating, a lot of pooing and a lot of snoozing. And yeah, I just think it's really cute that you can actually see how many times they get up and down. In comparison to Addy, I will admit, I was surprised that he didn't lie down more than he had, but as you can also see, he very much likes going and joining Banksy. I did see that they had a little play fight over the partition too. And yeah, I just think it's really, really cute that you can proper see what they get up to when they think that nobody's watching, but in fact, the Go PT Ultra is permanently stalking them. So my mission tomorrow is to spin it round. As I said, this is the Go PT Ultra, which spins 355 degrees at the touch of a button within the app. I'm going to spin it round and film Banksy tomorrow. So we'll insert that in here too and see how many times he snoozes. I think normal going, Enzo would actually snooze and lie down more. Look at him. How is he going to go to dressage and jumping? He's proper tired. Hey, I know you had a day off or two at the weekend, so don't pretend you haven't. But yeah, he absolutely loves Banksy. I think because he's been away, he's spending more time leaning over talking to Banksy Boo than he normally would. So, needless to say, I'm going to be doing a lot more pony stalking now than I already do. That said, Reolink do currently have, or are about to have when this goes live, big savings over on Amazon Prime. I believe running from the 1st to the, might even be 2 full weeks. They're going to have mega savings, like 25–30% off on the recommended retail price, and also big savings over on their website too, because it is their 16th year anniversary. They have been providing top of the range, user-friendly surveillance cameras for your home and your stables for 16 whole years. And they honestly are one thing that I do not know how I ever cope without. I've got, as you know, one between Banksy and Enzo's stable that I spin round. I've got the PT Ultra, which is in Dinks' stable, which I also put out in the field sometimes if they're out in that field. They're really good as well for if you don't have a camera in your lorry or trailer. You can take it and use it in that capacity too. And then on the house we've also got the Argus series. So the ones out here are 4G connectivity, so they have SIM cards in. And then the ones on the house, because my Wi-Fi isn't strong enough for out here, but it is for outside around the garages where the cars are, etc. Those ones are Wi-Fi and solar powered, apart from the one in the kitchen that is electric. And then these out on the stables are both solar powered and 4G connectivity, so don't need Wi-Fi or power. They literally run off the sunshine, which is fantastic. If you've been thinking in investing in a camera for your stables or for your home or for keeping an eye on your pets, then do check out the links, which will be in the description box below, for the Amazon sale savings, but also directly to the Reolink website too, which I believe Tina5, my code, works on top of the saving price also. So fabulous savings to be had. And also, if you do have any questions about any of the Reolink products that you've seen me share about, then do feel free to either private message me or comment in the comments section below, and I will do my very best to assist you. I am going to get this boy out, get him cleaned and spruced up. Look at that now. Thing is, Enzo loves it. No wonder you always end up with bite marks on your bum, is it? You just love any attention from Sir Banksy, don't you? Nicely, Banks. Don't give him marks for dressage, because he's going to go and do his best test yet, aren't you? If he doesn't fall asleep doing it. Right, I've got to get some bits ready, and I will see you when we get up to Scoria. I must remember my stud kit because it is on grass. Basically, we're going to be doing 2 phases of a one-day event today, which I'm very much looking forward to. I feel like we need to get this done, and I'm excited. Rightio, ready to rock and roll. As you can tell, not actually there yet. I was planning not to vlog again until I got there. However, as you can also probably tell, I have got an earpiece in at the moment, and whilst getting the last few bits together and ready prior to loading, I've been listening to the most incredible podcast, which honestly, the words that were said by the fabulous Mel Robbins could not have been any more prominent this evening. It is episode, where are we? How do I get what episode it is? Oh, episode name, 6 Powerful Mindset Shifts That Will Change Your Life. And basically, I've just taken my Bluetooth off so I can play it to you.
Maybe the measurement of success is, I'm just proud of the fact that I did it. that I survived it, that I got on that roller coaster, I locked in, I screamed for the first half, and then I actually let my hands up and allowed myself to enjoy it. Or maybe you're proud of yourself because going bigger and having fun means that you posted about your business or your art or your music 30 days in a row. See, here's the thing about life. Those nerves don't go away. No, they don't. That's part of the ride. The fear is going to keep showing up.
Yeah.
And
basically, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I just, yeah, I've actually got excited now about tonight. I'm glad it's spontaneous because me, when I book onto things and it's like 2-3 weeks in advance, I then build it up into such a big thing when it doesn't need to be. Whereas I only decided this morning to switch from it being Banksy's, well, I only entered day before yesterday, but I only decided to switch from Banksy's entry to Enzo's entry this morning. So I haven't had time to be like, oh, why am I doing this? Is it going to go wrong? Am I ready? Da, 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 da. I literally am just getting on, doing it. Listening to that podcast has helped massively. And I'm just determined to go there, enjoy him, enjoy it, enjoy making the mistakes, and feel like how lucky am I to be able to make the mistakes and learn from the mistakes and just get to do these things, especially as I do get to do these things for work as well. It's not just a hobby or a pleasure, it's all of that and more. So I am very, very lucky, very fortunate. And yeah, I really just am determined to get out of my own head of feeling that things need to be perfect and that I don't want to mess up and I don't want to do things wrong, because in order to progress you have to make mistakes and you have to have things go wrong to then be able to develop and grow. Right, I'm so good for time that I'm determined not to then end up being late because I do want to stud him. I'm picking my friend Fee up on the way because we wouldn't be able to have a vlog without a videographer, and also safety in numbers. I don't think it is sensible taking a young horse to a new venue on my lonesome either too, and I don't actually know a single person that's going. So let's get him loaded, let's go pick Fee up, and I will actually see you when I get there and probably have some more words of wisdom to share with you when I get there too. So we've arrived in plenty of time. He's very relaxed and chilled, which is nice. It's actually quite a busy atmosphere, and I've just been told, which I'm glad we're on time and almost tacked up and studded up, because I've been told they're running half an hour early. So there was me thinking, oh, I've got 45 minutes till my test, so I've got at least 15-20 minutes till I want to get on. I only want 20 minutes-ish on him. But yeah, they're running early, so I decided to get dressed, get him ready, still not rush, stay nice and relaxed and chilled, and then mosey on over. But look, as you can see, he is quite relaxed and chilled. When we first got here, he grew about a hand and was interested in calling people, but because we were in plenty of time, he's literally just tucked into his hay net whilst I did his studs. Managed to do all of his studs in here, why I've got the partition almost at like herringbone diagonal, because I managed to get, I've never done back studs in here before, but I managed to get him to stand on an angle and do them whilst in here, which is super handy to know I can do in future at events. And again, with him, I always do fully tack him up and put his bridle on him here too, because as much as he looks lovely and relaxed right now, sometimes his head can go really high and then I can't reach it to put his bridle on, so always safer to get it done in here. But I think he's going to be like butter wouldn't melt, which is good. I'm excited to get on him now. Get me glovies and try and get on. We're off. We're on and off, but obviously Fee was not on camera duty whilst getting on, just to be safe, but absolutely good as gold. Absolute angel. I do wonder if I should just run a brush through his mane. I did do it at home, but somehow got hay in it again.
He looks
I'm
perfect.
being for Nicky. For Nicky, it's not about that.
He looks perfect.
Well, right, through we go. Oh boy.
I'll mooch around again in a minute.
fronts.
Surprisingly good on the grass.
Yeah, he's looking quite good.
Dee said good morning then. Evening. Hello. Tina, it's not Banksy, it's Enzo, I'm afraid. I swapped him out. I did it message. Hope that's okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so we are doing prelim 12. We enter at A and come down the centre line and then track right, which we had an 8 for, saying straight on centre line. And as we track right, we had another 8 saying good bend in the corners. I did actually almost feel like we were about to go out there, but disguised it well, I guess. Then we changed the rein and we had a 7.5, becoming a little deep. But I did speak to Alex about that, and that is just where he's at in his training at the moment. He does tend to tuck a little bit behind the vertical, and we just want him to reach out a little bit more. But that comes from working through more from behind. We do a 20-metre circle here at A for 7.5, and then we change the rein again here. It says better frame 8, and I think that's when again I can push him more forwards and straight, and that shows in the fact that he is working over his back more and holds himself in better self-carriage. We then come round and do a 20-metre circle down at this end too for 7.5, a little over bent. Again, it's getting the balance on the circle more than on a straight line. I've just got to get him up into the bridle and pushing a bit more from behind. Still a little bit abrupt to the downward transition there. 7 against the hand to walk, could flow more, which I agree with completely. It's definitely something that we're working on. And then we come up here and we do a half 10 to X and half 10 to B. E, B, E, B. 7, no. 7, yeah. Could flow more. Sorry, the downward transition at M and into these circles is all the same mark. And then we go on to a half 20-metre circle, free walk on a long rein, which I was really pleased with because he's not the best at stretching. But that was the lowest mark of the test, 6.5, which is a shame because that's double marked. But agree, nose needs to go forward more. Completely agree, work in progress. Transition back up into trot and then straight into canter. So 7 up into trot, 7 into the canter. And then we do a 20-metre circle here, which I will admit felt like we were bowling on a bit too much. But we had an 8 saying rhythmical. And it's funny how it looks different on the video to how it felt when you're sat in the saddle. We then come round here, a bit unbalanced on the corner, but stayed in the canter, didn't break or disunite, and then we have to trot at X. And we had a 7 against the hand into trot and straight up into the right canter. We had a 7.5 with no comments. And we come round to do a 20-metre circle here for a 7, head a little unsteady. I actually lost my stirrup there as well. I don't know if you can see in the video, I completely lost my stirrup. But thankfully managed to get it back by about this point to then come across the diagonal again for a 7.5, better into trot, and I can see and felt the better balance. Then we come round here, which he felt really nice and active in his trot work. Come up to E, and we do a 1/10 for a 7.5 accurate. And then I was really pleased with this halt, considering we felt like we were about to go squiffy into it. And we had a 7 saying right hind stepped out. Absolutely elated with the collective marks, 7.5, 7.5, 7 and an 8. Lovely flowing paces, comes against the hand at times. Once in a little more self-carriage will be fantastic.
Grass.
73.8.
Completed. Did you see I lost my stirrup for most of that canter? I was like this, trying to get my stirrup back. Oh, he was such a good boy.
He was amazing.
It was, yeah, a bit unbalanced in the canter, but apart from that, and I couldn't quite get him to walk forward in the walk in the Thames. Yeah.
So it was a super quick change of saddle before heading down to do the show jumping. I will admit I wasn't aware before going quite how narrow or tight or small the warm-up was going to be, so had I known, potentially might not have gone, because I did find it quite hard to warm him up successfully in such a small environment, because he is quite a big strided horse. However, we were there and we managed, we made do. I didn't do too much, and he was just so good. He was so relaxed in the atmosphere. I remember saying at the time, I don't think I'd want to be on a 6-year-old Banksy right now with there being not a lot of space. But as you can see, we are just curbing the pace down a little just to be a bit tentative. But all good and all a learning process for the both of us really. And just so good that he was so polite and so obedient the whole time.
6-year-old Banksy in this warm-up. 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
He'd be down and out. Yeah. He'd be gone.
So there wasn't a hope of me getting a nice straight line from a curving turn up that hill. And as the first jump was on a downhill, I asked if anybody minded if we popped the ground rail the other side and jumped it downhill twice on a nice curving line on the left rein. And then I decided to jump it uphill on a diagonal but straight line, of which once we had jumped it straight downhill, he did really, really nicely, so I was really pleased. Now, unfortunately, my camera battery died and Fee did get my phone out, but this is the footage we have. Me finishing the round and then her walking over to me. So I didn't actually have my full first round of the 80, but thankfully somebody that was there that I know did record it and send it over to me. However, I have only included elements, and it's not something I would normally do, in all honesty, but because my self-belief and my anyway, you know, because I have been so in my own head about my riding of Enzo and being good enough for him, I've left elements in, but I've left elements out, and that is not normally something I would do, and not necessarily something I'm that comfortable with. But even though this is a bad part, I still feel we corrected it well. He was good, he was honest. There's just, there's a couple of bits where I'm just like, no, I don't actually want to share that. So I'm safeguarding my own mental health by not sharing it. However, we did then I did ask if I could enter the 92. So I went straight back in, feeling really positive that I was going to ride more forward, have more release with my hands, and not just hold on for dear life. He didn't actually overjump anything in the first round, so I had less fear of the fact that he might, and I think that's why I do hold on sometimes. So I'm actually really, really pleased with how this rode. It was quite a challenging course for our first course together. Lots had been slipping. Thankfully I did have decent studs in. We went through that double beautifully. Quite forwards, but in our lesson Alex was telling me I do need that slightly bigger canter. I need to not be holding him back so much. A little bit too forwards through this combination maybe. But then I did learn from my mistake in the previous round that I needed to come right back, sit him back, and then wait to go down through this treble, which he jumped beautifully.
Oh, what an absolute babe. That was mega. I'm so glad I said, can I do the next class too? Because I will admit, I did have a quick look at my first round and I was far too like holding on to him. I was just nervous. Like, I'm going to be nervous on my first full show jumping round together at a competition on grass. And he just went clear in the 90. Absolutely mega. I let him go more forwards. I felt more comfortable with knowing where I was going as well. I was very naughty in the first round. I didn't walk the course. And that turn between 6 and 7 or 7, I'm not even sure what it was, but it was really tight. I felt a bit naughty, trotting him into it in the A2 and then still holding on too tight. So I learned from my mistakes, and I hope when I watch my 90 round back, I'm a lot more pleased with how I rode, but can't be at all disappointed with any of it really, because he was an absolute superstar. And I'm so glad I came, so thank you for coming with me, Fee. We had a 6th in the first class. We haven't had a dressage score yet. And hopefully we'll have something in the second class, because we went clear. Little boy done some grass, go on then. Not yummy enough. Said Auntie Fifi had stub muffins. That might be my lucky charm. You might have to come to every event now, because I reckon you can plait too.
I can plait.
Yeah, exactly. Look. And 73.8%. What an absolute babe you are. Enzo Ferrari. Oh, do you know what? On the best bit, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I really enjoyed it too.
Aww. Thanks. Yeah. 73.8. Wow. No. Mega. What an absolute babe. Now I need to get cross country schooling. Trying to piece all 3 together. At least we've done 2 out of 3 now. Right, I'll get him sponged off.
Yeah.
Get him sorted, and then do a little debrief when we're all done. But at the moment, everything is everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, everything's everywhere. But I want to look at my test sheet. I was just saying as well to Fee, while she's getting really into her grooming duties. Oh, he's off. Actually, I might just tie him there and then I can help. What an absolute pleasure he's been to do everything with. He's been so chilled, hasn't he? Absolute angel to do everything with. Proper relaxed, proper chilled vibes, happy chappy. As long as there's food and us, he's in his element. Right, I am going to tie him so I can help you. Good boy, darling. Give you a wash off too, this way. Bit natty, isn't it? Says I don't want to go home, I've had too much fun. We'll go home.
No.
Banksy will be waiting for you. Good boy. Good boy, darling.
Good boy.
Oh, that was so much fun. I didn't think I'd be saying that. No, I did, because I came with a positive mindset.
Exactly.
Absolutely buzzing, and so glad I went in to do that second round as well. I needed to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, as I pulled in, normally you're already here. I got you on the camera come over, didn't I? He's going to tell you all about how super he was. And yeah, honestly, absolutely beaming, guys. It is getting dark though, so I am going to crack on and get him all sorted. But I hope you've enjoyed watching and sharing my elation with me. Absolutely chuffed with the dressage score and the lovely comments from the judge too, which I will no doubt have said in a voiceover of my dressage test. All right, Ferrari? He's waving his leg. Ready to come out and have your dinner, aren't you? But yeah, he'll tell you all about it. And honestly, so pleased. I made myself go. A little bit annoyed at myself for leaving it so long, but we might not have been as, it's not that we needed to be competitive, not at all, but like safe and confident and able to support and reassure one another if I'd done it too much sooner. So everything happens for a reason, and I am pleased that we left it till now, but also very glad that we did
do it now as opposed to leave it any longer. So yeah, it was the right timing. Stay there, please. We've got to wait before you walk out, haven't you? Stand. Hello, Banks. Right, let's put you two together. Get you your din-dins. Tell him all about it. Tell him how easy you found it. You were so clever. Hey? Well, you do love each other, don't you? Yeah, you do. Right, that is a wrap, guys. I am going to need my hands to pop him back in there. Oh, yes, you do love each other, don't you? Look. So where have you been this time? As I said, I do hope you have enjoyed watching. You're going to have to go to dressage tomorrow night now, Banks.